the right people. They could be our friends, they could be our spouses, they could be boyfriend, girlfriend, but the right people in our lives are some of the game changer, yeah? Like they can build you or break you. And this is a question that somebody asked me and I thought, you know what, let me just address it in form of a video. How do we identify who the right people in our lives are, or the people who simply just deserve to be in our lives? That is what I'll be talking about in today's video. My name is Jacinta Wangeshi, a toxic relationship coach. Karibu sana, welcome. So, I know that basically why I was asked this question was in terms of how do I know I have met the right person? In terms of a man. This was a woman who asked me, a lady who asked me specifically. She was like, Jacinta, how do I know that the man that I have found is actually the right man for me? Or how do I even know that the people in my life are the right people? Remember, when you start doing the work on you, like when you take the journey of self-awareness, sometimes the people who are in our lives to use us and abuse us, they automatically fall off. If at all we just don't push them out, they will automatically fall off. Why? Because in this period of your life, you know what you deserve, you know better, you're putting boundaries, you know what boundary means and even how to enforce it. And the people who are just in your life for the benefits of you not having these boundaries are either going to fall off, disappear into thin air, and you might find yourself in a place where you're like, okay, I have very few people in my life, and I'm getting other people because you attract who you are. Even the friends that you will get after you have been on the self-awareness journey are actually different clique. And you might be wondering, so can I trust these people? Do I have the right people in my life? I'm going to be giving you some few pointers, 6, 7 pointers to see or for you to be able to analyze and evaluate and actually lead you to knowing how the right people in your life look like. Like I've said, I'm going to generalize this in terms of they're not just your boyfriend just getting the right man or woman, but as well as getting the right friend in your circle, just getting the right people in your circle, yeah? Number one, when you have the right people in your life, they're going to encourage you. I know this sounds cliche because it's like my friends encourage me. Well, there's a difference when someone really does give genuine remarks and encourages you if you decide, I remember for me when I started doing the work on myself, my friends did not understand why I'm making so much money to work with coaches. Some of them would not understand it, but they supported me and they told me, hey, if this is working for you, this is support and encouragement, we are with you, we are behind you. It's okay for us. Some of them were like, Jacinta, why are you spending, like they said it in a negative way, why are you spending so much money just for a person to tell you things that you can find on the internet? Whereby the internet nowadays it's so easy, like there's so much information out there. Remember, you just need one source, one credible source for you to actually be able to be unstuck, to get on your way, because this person might be saying this person might be saying this. Even for you who is here watching me, I know you have probably had something about what I do say. Like there's a lot of information out there. Even if you search it on Google, you'll find things like toxic relationship, but there's a way I'm saying it differently from the way somebody else is. So you just need to make up your mind and see which voice am I going to listen to. Yeah. So I have had some friends tell me, Jacinta, if I were you, there's no way I would be spending so much money just to better myself. I can use that money to maybe go out clubbing, maybe buy myself some good food. But then you forget you're only going to eat for a day. Yeah. You're only going to eat for a day and that is over. But when you invest in yourself, it's a lifetime decision. So you need the right person in your life is going to be someone who encourages you. They see the best in you, they see the potential in you. They may not even understand you. Like my husband, I'm sure, has no idea what I do and do. Yes, he has an idea of what I do, the way I'm working with women. But then he does not fully understand because this is my calling. This is what I do and I have loved doing. And I have been in spaces where I've dated some people before him and they were not comfortable with what I do. Like they would ask me, do you really have to put yourself out there like that? But then if I do not put myself out there like that, how will you be able to relate with me? How will you see that, you know what? She's going through something that I am going through. So if she can pull herself from that, then I can also be able to do it. So he understands me and he encourages me. Actually, he did not even have to even understand. He was like, babe, if this is what you want to do, I'm for you. And that is how I knew that, first of all, he was the guy for me. He was the man for me. And my friends, they are not specifically in the coaching. I have some who are not in the coaching profession, but then they keep telling me, you go girl, you go girl. So I'm hoping that that one can sink in and you're able to make a decision from that. Yeah. Another thing is that the right people for you are going to encourage you to actually challenge you to grow. What do I mean by that? It's okay to have friends who you will all be in the same corner, you're all just going through the same thing and thinking, okay, no one is challenging the other one to be better. Maybe they're just there, they're just friends. But to have the right friends or the right people in your life, you might need this for your growth. Yeah. You don't want to be stuck like the things that you were doing last year, the same things that you're doing this year. The same person you were 2 years ago is the same person you are now and you will be 2 years down the line. If you're not growing, even in a relationship, it says that you're growing together, you're raising, you're growing, you're moving, or you're growing apart. There's never that you're just there stagnant. No. It's either you're growing together, upwards, or whichever direction. It might even be in size. I'm joking. Or you're growing apart. Yeah. So if that is it, then the right person for you will challenge you to become better. And they do not need to tell you, you know what, Jacinta, the way you talk or the way you think is not good enough. It will be something like, I will use me myself as an example. Getting to the marriage that I'm in right now, if you know my backstory, is that it's my second long-term relationship, my first marriage, but I was in a relationship for a long time, yeah. But and I came with my baggage. Let me tell you, with years you grow with baggage, and in every relationship, that's your told heal or at least be able to understand yourself, and that's the whole essence of self-awareness, right? But I came with things that I thought I had healed from. You know, the way we think, okay. But apparently it's because I was not put in that scene or that scenario. I had never lived with a man in a house again. And say you never really know someone until you live with them. That also includes you not knowing yourself like fully until you're in this situation. That's why it said, even if you decide you're healing and you want to go back to dating, whatever, and I tell most of the women that come to me and now they are ready, they have left the relationship, they have learned all these skills on how to go back into dating, go back into dating. That is the only way you will learn and unlearn and be able to get to understand what you're looking for, even though you think you know it. Going back there and seeing it, you might actually end up rethinking your choices. So I came to realize that there was a way I used to show up like very defensive, very guarded. And coming to the relationship, my husband brought out parts of me that I felt, this is challenging me. I need to be better. I need to do this differently. Why? I always say it takes two people to tango. Yeah. So it takes two people to be toxic. I was in a toxic relationship, yes. That means that I got coping mechanisms or coping behaviors to protect myself or for other reasons. Yeah. And it always starts by you thinking that you're protecting yourself, but eventually, because you've been doing them over and over and over again, they eventually become habits. Yeah. So, how do you shake off these habits? When I'm not in the relationship, I think, you know what, because this person is not there to trigger them in me, I am okay, right? Wrong. Until I get into a marriage with a man who is also very self aware and is very healthy. And then he brings out these parts of me that make me realize, you know what? In the other relationship, I will show up like this. And I had to show up like that to protect myself, either physically or emotionally. But now I do not need this. So what do? I need to become better. So that is what I mean by being challenged to be better. It does. They do not have to say it like out there to your face, but sometimes it's through their actions. It's through the small things. It's through life itself that to get challenged. I see how they carry themselves, and I'm like, oh, okay. Uh, One of my best friends, they are. I said in a previous video, and if you have not watched it, please go back and watch it. I am a recovering warrior. Warrior, as in I used to worry a lot. Yeah. So in all this, I had to learn how challenged me actually to want this is to see my best friend who the whole house could be on fire, but then they're like, you know what? It is well. And I said that I really felt like this is where I'd want to get. Just looking at them, how for me I'm panicking. I'm like, let's run around, let's do something. But for them, they are very calm, they're collected, and they're like, it is okay. It's not a big deal. And that challenged me to want to know how can I get myself to that point where I'm not really affected by so many things. Because when you're triggered, when you worry, you sometimes you even make decisions that are irrational. Yeah, because you're trying to control the situation from getting out of hand. But then when somebody is calm, collected, they're seated, they are able to make rational decisions, right? So that is another way of how the people that I have or that I deem right for me actually challenge me to be better. Yeah. Some other thing, and this I know you might think, I do not want friends to tell me this, but tough love. Your friend or the right people in your life, sometimes it will call for them to be very tough on you, to push you. And I saw this when I ended the relationship that I was in. The right people in my life at that particular moment were mentors, were coaches, therapists, and they made me not fall apart. If you know very well, I have spoken about it before, and I said that having these people in my life enabled me to bounce back like ASAP. I could have decided to just bury myself, lock myself in, wallow, ask myself so many questions, cry over the 10 years that I had spent with this person. But the right people that were there in my life, they pushed me. They pushed me and they gave me tough love. When I felt like I do not even want to wake up, I don't want to do things. I had someone tell me, Jacinta, I need 2 chapters of your book this week. So when did I have time to fall apart? When did I have time to have a pity party? I didn't. So the right people in your life are even going to love you in the toughest of ways. Sometimes I'll be like, why are they telling me this? If they were going through this, would they be telling me the things that they're going through? But then later on, I came to appreciate that because it made me concentrate on something different. It made me concentrate on becoming better rather than wallowing in my sorrow, in my pain. Yeah. So the right people in your life will sometimes love you in the very hardest and toughest of ways. But it is all in the name of love. And these are the people that sometimes you need. Yeah. They will not, and I tell my clients as well, I tell them, hey, if you're looking for somebody to tell you, I understand this, wow, we'll get over this, babysit you, I am not the person for you. I am the person who will tell you as it is. I found that most women just want to come, pour, and they have no intention of changing. But if you have no intention of changing, I will tell you to your face, you know what? Yes, you seem like you may want to change, but you honestly do not want to change because you're here telling me about this person, what they've done to you, how they've hurt you, and all that. Then I ask you, so how have you contributed to this? No, you made me do this, you made me do this. If you don't take ownership first, then honestly, there's no way you can be helped. So I took up the role of the tough love because I have seen it being in effect in my life. And I'm pretty sure that it will be in effect in your life as well. I would rather have someone hurt me or feel like they are offending me by telling me the truth, which eventually is the truth, than have somebody babysit me and lull me and just I end up taking so much time or even losing myself completely because if I had sat there and wallowed in my misery, the chances of me bouncing back and gaining the resilience and the lessons that I took along the way and even being here, I don't even think that would ever have happened. I would still be there. And I have seen countless of women that I even went, we shared the same experience. They're still there asking me, Jacinta, I'm still stuck. How do I get myself out of this? You need some tough love, darling. So sometimes they will give you the tough love or they will push you to be better. Another thing about the right people in your life, they see the potential in you. They see it even when you cannot see it. People, as much as I invested in myself, people invested themselves, their talent, their time in me. I remember there's this friend of mine who kept telling me, Jacinta, you do not know what you're capable of. And even when I started being a coach, I had no idea that there was anything about coaching. By then, I usually say, I honestly thought that the only coaching out there is football coaching. I never knew a thing about coaching until one lady told me to my face what I wanted to do back then. Jacinta, you're doing the wrong thing. I was like, okay. And she asked the rest of the other people in class, like, do you guys see what she's supposed to be doing? And they were like, yes. And that's when the toxic relationship coach came from. I did not even see it myself. I did not think that I would ever have the strength to even share my experiences. I did not think that I could talk to someone, show them and give them the tools for them to transform their lives. But now, 2 years later, and through the women that I have worked with, I can be able to say, you know what? And even through the sense of accomplishment that I get, the feeling that I get of satisfaction after I see a woman finally being able to recognize what a healthy relationship looks like and what an unhealthy relationship looks like, to her being able to become her best self is just out of this world. It became the part that I so much craved for. Like I craved to have a purpose, to just make some change. And this was it. And I didn't see it. It took somebody else seeing it for me. So the right people in your life will see the potential in you. They do not even have to be your spouse. It can be a total stranger. For me, it was a total stranger. Yeah. Another thing, they will push you to achieve. Push you to achieve. It can be through partnerships. And let me tell you the crazy thing. This can be a random stranger. It does not even have to be someone in your circle. If you have enjoyed these facts, please like this video, share it, and don't forget to subscribe, right? Until next time, bye-bye.